Morning.
A rather tough week, no doubt, for you and your players. How have you approached training this week?
Just getting ready for the next game, really, more than anything. Obviously, when you get beat at home, it's never easy, it's not great. But we now look ahead to the next game.
Man City away, how tough a test is this going to be?
Well, it goes without saying, look at their record. I think they've beaten once there in the last how many games, you'll be able to tell me better than me. And that was against Manchester United. So, we know what we're going into. We've played them before. We played them in the quarter-final of the Cup, and we got beaten late in the game. I thought we were going to bring them back to Medeski that day. So, we just need to go there and perform and do our stuff.
Speaking of performing and doing your stuff, 2 weeks ago you said your players needed to lose their egos. So I was wondering whether you had seen any sign of that.
No, I didn't say about losing their ego. I just said that everybody's got an ego. It's not about egos. It's about all the group together. I never said anything about losing egos. I think that's not an issue. It's completely not an issue. It's never been an issue at our club.
Potentially could be bottom at Christmas. How much belief is there in the camp at the moment?
Great belief in the camp. We've had great belief here for the last 3 years, and that we'll maintain that. We've got a lot of points to play for. We just got to keep doing our stuff, and it will turn for us.
Only a few days until January now. In terms of funding for new players, what sort of discussions have taken place?
We've had a discussion, a long discussion with the owner and Nick Hammond a week or so ago, and we'll see. Obviously, when you're a team that's where we are in the league, it's never going to be easy to attract certain players to our club. But anybody who does come to our club, and anyone who's at our club, has to be the sort of person that's going to fight. And we're in a position now where we have to have real fight and belief. And if anyone does come to the club, that's the kind of player we'll be looking for.
How many are you looking at, sort of new faces wise?
Let's wait and see. I mean, all I'm concerned of now is our next game, the players that we've got at the club, the players that are fighting for us now, and then we've got another 3 or 4 games before that happens.
What about team news?
Jim Carrigan, we're hopeful will be available. Danny Guthrie, we're hopeful will be available. Sean Morrison isn't available. Obviously, Alex McCarthy's a longer term. Jimmy Kebe came through the other night, okay. So we're getting the players back, which is great.
What's the latest on McCarthy?
It's a long-term one. You just got to give him time, and that's not for the foreseeable future.
So this time last year, you were on the eve or on the cusp of a fantastic run, and I was just wondering whether you see any similarities in the belief then than you do now.
We've had strong finishes to every season that I've been the manager, really. So, that's the last 3 seasons we've had to. The first season I got the job, we were bottom of the league, so we finished really, really strong. Finished strong the year after, and we finished strong last year, obviously. So, that's what we're looking to do. We're looking to kick on now after Christmas and finish the season as strong as we can, and get ourselves away from where we are.
Just talking about football in general terms, how do you feel about defenders holding down attackers in dead ball situations? We've had a few instances of that in the press recently.
How do I feel about it? It goes on a lot in the penalty area now. The problem for referees is once they start giving 1 penalty, they'll have to start giving 5 and 6 in the game, because you see it every time there's a corner, every time there's a set play. So it's a tough one for referees. Someone's going to make a decision that they're going to give a penalty for one, they're going to have to give them for all of them. So you could see games ending up 6-5, 7-5. We have them here anyway.
So there have been a few incidents of late of unsporting behaviour on the pitch and off the pitch as well. And do you think it's on the increase?
In what way?
The coin throwing, the headbutting.
Well, the coin throwing is not unsporting behaviour. It's just not acceptable. You can't go throwing coins at players on pitches. It's just outrageous. It's not acceptable. We all know that, and it's a minority of people. 1 person out of 60,000 throws a coin, and then everyone in the ground gets tarnished with that. So it's 1 or 2 people that are making really poor decisions to do things that are wrong, and we know that. So it's a no-brainer. Things like that shouldn't happen in our game.
We'll leave it there.
Thank you.
Thanks. Brian, I know you always say that you approach every game like any other, even if it's against the champions. But past games, for example, against Manchester United going twice ahead, the fight back against Arsenal, you do seem to have a belief that you could get something out of this game. Yeah,
well, we've got a belief in every game. You saw that the other night. We were 4-0 down to a side that were playing at the top of their game, and we got back to 4-2, and we just felt that we could have got another goal. Could have made a difference. Now look, we know we can't be giving Arsenal 4-goal leads. It's just not right, and it can't happen. We also know that once we get ourselves into the lead, we have to make sure that we're tighter, we're stronger as a group, and we have to finish games off better. We've been saying this now about this season. It seems to be a story of the season so far, and it's something we need to address.
What do you think it is about your group of players that gives them that sort of attitude to go out there and fight the way they do in a game?
Because they're great people. They're a great group of people. I've worked with a lot of these guys for 3 years now, and they are such a good bunch of people. I looked at the stats from the other night, and I was asked after the game about the commitment of the players. Well, actually, our work rate in the game was massively high. Everything about those stats. So it wasn't about the players not giving their all for the cause. On the night we got beat by Arsenal, who were actually at the top of their game, playing really, really well. But there's no doubt about it. The commitment of the players was there. The work rate was there. And that's what the stats said to me. And I knew that on the night. And second half we got ourselves back into it. And we could have possibly got something.
Just looking at your Christmas fixtures, you've got a couple of home games against Swansea and West Ham, and then in the new year Tottenham. What do you make of your fixture list? I know you can't change it.
Well, we've got 2 home games, which is good. I just talked about. I've been lucky enough to have the Boxing Day game at home for the last few years, which is great, really. Looking forward to Christmas itself. The lads come in on Christmas Day, and I think they like that. I think it's good for the supporters to come out on Boxing Day because they've spent the day in at Christmas Day and they want to get out and watch a bit of football. So I really like Boxing Day games and Christmas games.
Can you expand on that, like the actual Christmas Day experience for the players? What's it like?
They get up, they come training, and it's good for them to get out, I think. I think they really enjoy it. We always have a good, sort of 45 minutes, hour training session on Christmas Day, and it's in the past it's been snowing here, and it's been really good fun and good to get around. And people say it's a hardship to come out and work on Christmas Day. I've never found that. I've done it for 30 odd years, and the players really enjoy it.
And do you sit around and have a Christmas dinner, the lot of you, or do they go home to their families?
No, we send them on their way. We come in quite early, and then they get themselves back to their kids, and then they do whatever they've got to do, and then get ready for the next game.
And what's your attitude to how they spend that day? Are you quite relaxed about them sort of having a big meal, or do you set out kind of guidelines?
I think they set their own guidelines. They know how to look after themselves. I've never had a problem with that, really. They set their own guidelines. They want to be as ready as they can be for the next game, and they know they have to be, and they will be.
And just finally from me, there's quality throughout the pitch in Manchester City's side. Who for you has impressed you the most? What area of the pitch at Manchester City?
Well, they've got quality. They have. They've spent fortunes, absolute fortunes. They've got quality all over the pitch. That little Nasri and Aguero and Silva and Tevez and Toure. I mean, the list goes on. I could talk to you forever about Manchester City. Obviously, they're a top side. They won the Barclays Premier League in the last minute last season in what was the most amazing day of football I think anyone's ever witnessed, really. So we're looking forward to going there. We went there before. I like the Man City fans. They've got real good banter. And they're seeing good times now.
Actually, just one more if you don't mind. Sorry. Can you just explain where you were at that moment when the two goals went in and how you saw it?
I went to a game, actually. It wasn't the best game I picked. I went to Wigan versus Wolves. I think Wigan won 3-1. And I was with Nick Hammond, and we were driving home because we left the Wigan Wolves going quite early, and we were driving home, and everyone was texting me saying, "You've got to be watching this, you've got to be watching this." I was listening to it on the radio. I watched it on the tape coming later. Just incredible.
Brilliant. Thanks very much.
And just final one, you were saying then obviously about the city's deep pockets. How envious are you of that?
Well, it's just north and south for us. I mean, we are where we are. We are a club that's fighting in the league. We never ever said it was an even playing field. We know it probably wasn't an even playing field in the Championship last season, but it's a different culture, different to what we are, completely different.
Does that leave it? Does that leave you a huge disadvantage at the end of the day in this top league?
Well, you have to do what you've got to do with the squad and the players that you've got yourself. So I think it's obviously a disadvantage, but you have to find a way, and that's what we're trying to do at the moment. We're just trying to find a way to get results really, and to compete at the level that we're playing at, and we've done that for the last 3 years. We found a way last season. We have to find a way this season.
Change of ownership. Are you saying to the new boss, look, actually, you've got to get the checkbook out?
I'm having discussions with Anton. We have discussions. We talk about things. We all want the club to succeed. We're never going to put the club in a situation where it's going to become a club that is full of debt. This club's never been full of debt. It doesn't work that way. So the owner wants this club run as a business, as it has done in the last so many years under Sir John Medeski, and I don't think that's going to change.